It's easy to think injustice is something that happens far away to other people in other places, but sometimes it's standing just a few feet from you. And if you aren't paying attention, you might miss it entirely. This is a story of a rainy Saturday afternoon, when a simple trip to the mall turned into a lesson in courage, bias, and the power of speaking up. The rain had been falling for hours, a cold, steady curtain that blurred car headlights in the parking lot. Janelle Carter pulled the hood of her navy sweatshirt tighter, glancing down at her 9-year-old daughter, Maya. Maya's purple hoodie was pulled snug over her braids, the beads in her hair clicking softly as she skipped over a puddle. They had planned this day for weeks. A little window shopping, a pretzel from the food court, some time in the children's arcade. Small things, the kind of things every kid should get to enjoy without worry. The sliding glass doors whooshed open, welcoming them into warmth and light. Inside, the mall smelled faintly of cinnamon sugar from the pretzel stand. Bright displays glowed in store windows. Soft music drifted from hidden speakers. For a moment, it felt safe. Janelle squeezed Maya's hand and smiled. "Let's make this fun, baby." They wandered past a jewelry shop. Maya stopped, her breath fogging the glass. "Mama, that bracelet. It's so pretty." Janelle chuckled. "Maybe for Christmas." And that's when he appeared. Rick Danner, mall security. The kind of man who wore his uniform like armor. Pressed navy shirt, badge gleaming under the fluorescent lights, boots polished to a shine. His eyes scanned the crowd like searchlights, pausing when they landed on Janelle and Maya. They didn't move on. His stride was slow but deliberate, the echo of his boots cutting through the background chatter. Other shoppers stepped aside as he approached. He stopped directly in front of them. "Ma'am," he said, voice clip, "I'm gonna have to ask you to leave." Janelle blinked. "I'm sorry? We just got here." His eyes flicked to Maya, then back to Janelle. "We've had reports of loitering. You and your party don't appear to be shopping." Maya's small fingers tightened around her mother's hand. "Mama, we didn't do anything." Janelle kept her voice even. "We came to shop. I can show you." "Not my problem," he interrupted. "This is private property, and I'm telling you to leave. Now." The food court seemed to be quiet around them. Janelle could feel eyes on her back, the weight of strangers watching, judging, deciding the scene before hearing a word of it. She wanted to argue, to plant her feet, and refuse to move. But Maya was here, and Janelle knew this could escalate. She nodded slowly. "Come on, baby." As they turned, Danner followed a step behind, his shadow long and close like an escort no one had asked for. "Mama, why is he doing this?" Maya's voice was small, almost swallowed by the hum of the mall. Janelle didn't answer. She couldn't. What she didn't know was that they weren't the only ones seeing this. From behind the counter of Harper's Fine Gifts, Evelyn Harper had been watching. 52 years old, sharp-eyed, and steady as oak. She'd owned her little boutique for nearly 2 decades, building it piece by piece until it became a quiet anchor of the mall. She'd seen her share security guards over the years, but she had never seen one act like this. And she had never been the kind of person to look away. Evelyn stepped out from behind her counter. "Excuse me," she called, her voice clear enough to slice through the distance. Danner turned, irritation flickering in his eyes. "Evelyn, this is mall security business." She kept walking toward him. "Really? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like harassment." "Ma'am, I have the right to remove anyone." "Anyone breaking the rules?" She cut in. "Show me the rule they broke." "Go on." "They were loitering," he said flatly. Evelyn's voice sharpened. "A mother and her daughter walking through the mall are loitering." Danner didn't answer. Evelyn turned to Janelle. "Ma'am, would you and your daughter like to come into my store for a moment?" Janelle hesitated, but the way this woman was standing, not just near her, but with her, felt different. "Thank you," Janelle said quietly. Evelyn smiled at Maya. "You like cookies?" Maya's eyes brightened just a little. "Uh-huh. Good. I've got some in the back." She led them into the boutique, closing the door gently behind them. Through the glass, Danner still stood watching, hand resting on his radio. Evelyn's voice carried to him with calm authority. And if you have a problem with this, Rick, take it up with mall management, because this conversation is over. Inside, the store was warm and quiet. Lavender candles scented the air. Soft music played from a speaker tucked near the counter. Evelyn settled Maya in a plush chair with cocoa and a children's book. Janelle sat across from her, still wrapped in her coat. Has this happened before? Evelyn asked gently. Janelle gave a faint laugh that wasn't really laughter. Too many times to count. Evelyn listened, and something in her shifted from sympathy to resolve. By that evening, Evelyn had spoken with Carl Whitaker, the mall's operations manager. She showed him what she'd seen, and Carl showed her what the cameras had caught. The footage was clear. No loitering, no suspicious behavior. Just a mother and daughter and a man with a badge who decided they didn't belong. The next day, the mall's administrative meeting room was full. Store owners filled the seats. Danner stood by the wall, arms crossed. Carl played the footage, every second of it. The approach, the interruption, the escort to the door. When it ended, Evelyn's voice was steady. That is not policy. That is not safety. That is profiling, plain and simple. Danner tried to defend himself. With all due respect, I acted in the interest of mall safety. No, Evelyn cut in sharply. You acted in the interest of your bias. The room went still. Mall Director Paula Graves leaned forward. Officer Danner, effective immediately. Your position is terminated. Your conduct violated our code of ethics. To Janelle, Paula said, on behalf of Crosswinds Mall, we apologize. This never should have happened. It wasn't the first apology Janelle had ever heard, but it was the first one that came with change. Evelyn stepped to her side. I could use someone like you in my store. Flexible hours. And Maya can hang out in the reading corner after school. For the first time that day, Janelle's smile reached her eyes. Sometimes the fight for dignity isn't loud. Sometimes it's as simple as refusing to look away. Evelyn didn't just save a family from humiliation that day. She showed everyone watching that silence helps no one, and that the smallest act of courage can dismantle the biggest injustice. And for Janelle and Maya, that rainy Saturday didn't end at the sliding glass doors. It ended in a place where they belonged. Are you thrilled with this story? Subscribe to Crime Files Uncovered for exciting true crime stories.